welcome.
Welcome.
To the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
And it was a busy weekend in the county.
It was. It definitely was.
And I guess top of the big news is, from what we heard today, is each of the concerts at Ironstone this weekend were virtually sold out.
Exactly. 4,000 people at each one.
Plus, at each one.
Plus.
So over 12,000 for the gate for the weekend, and that's
a lot.
And that brings that's a pretty good cash influx into the county.
It does. Yes.
And
yes.
everything seemed.
If you happen to drive through Murphy's, you saw all the cars.
Oh yeah,
You
I mean
know.
we tried to. If you tried to grab a meal at one of the restaurants on Saturday evening, it was a bit tough.
Yeah, difficult.
A bit tough.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
hey.
We have a
we're
clock over here
beeping.
that's just beeping. So anyway, but we hope you had a good weekend. We hope you were out and about wandering around. You know,
Yes, there was actually a couple other things that happened over the weekend,
there
too.
were some other things as well. Now, what concerts did you go to?
I went to the Sunday night concert.
The B.B. King
The
one,
B.B.
huh?
King one.
Was that one pretty good?
It was very good. He was excellent. B.B. King and Etta James was fabulous.
Now, I heard that Etta James has a sense of humor.
She was a little risque. you wouldn't. This was like, no, not rated G.
That's what I heard. I was like, no way.
I was
And-
like, whoa, okay.
And she's a mature woman
And
as
she
well,
is a
huh?
mature woman, yes. And two of her children were in the band.
Wow.
I was like, woo, okay.
So,
But B.B. King was fabulous, and
Very nice.
you know.
a couple
And which
little
one did you go to? Didn't you go to
went
one?
to Friday night, Vince Gill.
How was that?
Very nice. It was a very relaxed crowd. It was, this was proto.
Oh.
You know what? I forgot. Excuse me, just one
Excuse
sec.
us, just
We're
a
gonna
moment.
keep
We're having
streaming.
technical issues.
We're gonna and just keep talking.
Yes,
we need
yes.
to do our
We're having technical issues hooking up to the cable station. And it is our producer calling us, actually. Our remote producer telling us what we have to do.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So just
So-
bear with me just one second. Here, talk to him about one of the concerts here.
Vince Gill?
Well, the
I
one
didn't
you
go to
went
Vince
to.
Gill.
The one you went to.
But your wife went to Peter Frampton
Yes.
and Doobie Brothers, and she said that was fabulous.
Yes.
Peter Frampton is very, very good, I've heard.
Now,
very good.
he was a.
He was a guitarist.
Yeah, but he was, all the songs from the 70s, all the...
Peter Frampton was definitely, he was sort of the guitarist and the voice of the 70s, wasn't
Yeah.
he? But what I found was really interesting, I had never heard of Al Green before.
Yeah.
I would get flamed because of that, but I had never heard of Al Green before. And he was the sandwich, or he was between Etta James and B.B. King on Sunday night. And it was like, I realized there's this whole 70s subculture out there. All these people knew his songs. They were dancing to his songs. He was throwing roses out in the crowd. I was like, I have no idea who this man is.
Well, but there was a lot of people that showed up, huh?
There were a lot of people, and I had to have it explained to me by the group that I was with, who were all older than me.
Who Al Green was.
Yeah, who Al Green was.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you'll recognize his music. I was like, I don't recognize any of these songs at all. So, it was interesting. It was the total 70s subculture. Of course, B.B. King,
You
he's
knew
just,
all his stuff.
he's like
Yeah.
classic.
Well, that was the same with with Vince Gill and the Del McCoury Band and Amy Grant. A lot of familiar stuff, but this was prototypical country.
Oh,
But
that's
in a
what
good
it
way.
sounds like.
It was clean harmonies, well done, but it was country.
It was country.
It was
Country
country.
western is a very difficult type of music to sing.
Is that from personal experience?
Yes. It is. It is very difficult to sing.
And also a little bit on news stuff. Tomorrow night we will be doing the news live from Alchemy in downtown Murphy's. So stop by between 5:30 and 6, and you
Say
can
hi.
heckle us.
Don't heckle us.
You can heckle us, and
You can heckle
you know.
him. You can say hi to us. I mean, you can wave on camera
Yeah,
to your friends and family.
yeah, heckle us, do whatever you'd like, and we'll be there between 5:30 and 6.
But they're having their winemakers
Yes,
night.
it is also the winemakers night, and they're going to have live music there. And tomorrow night it is Coyote Hill,
Oh, okay.
which, as I understand, is a very good band.
Good band. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But that's all I've heard, is that they're a good
That
band.
they're good?
I don't know much else about them. But we'll find out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And also, one other little thing aside from the concerts is we went up to Bear Valley.
They had their little
Yes, it was
thing this
El
weekend. I can't
Trial
remember the
de España. El Trial de España. And what it was is that was a it's
butchering
not,
the Spanish language.
it is
what that is.
it is a butcher. But what they had is the Observed Trials motorcycle event up there. And this is this is one of those things we thought, okay, the kids haven't seen motorcycle stuff, so we'll take them out there, take a couple photos, move on, that
It's
type of
very
thing.
cool.
But we couldn't get away. It was compelling, and because
Yes.
what the guys riders can do with these motorcycles is amazing. And film doesn't do it justice. They can climb basically sheer rock walls with these things. And the other thing is it's fairly low impact because it is the bikes don't weigh that much. Some of these bikes only weigh about 150 pounds, but they can climb. It's
like sheer. I mean, they can just hop.
And we have video for you.
Yes.
So we know on cable sometimes you may have to squint a little tiny bit to pay attention to it, but here we go. And we're going to play you, and this is from, we'll turn it down a little bit. Whoops, we'll go back here. Whoops, wrong way.
We should probably turn it up so they can hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is,
Oh, you disappeared. We have to start it again.
there we go.
There we go. Okay.
All right. And here we have
This is one of the competitors.
one of the competitors, and he's up on the sheer rock wall face. And all of a sudden, you see he's balancing on the side of this cliff, and, well,
Straight down.
he crashed and burned on that one.
Straight
but-
down.
He crashed
Did you
and...
compete in this?
No.
But was he okay?
Yes, he was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll let this run for a couple minutes. And I'm going to check one more thing here, Tech. You want to talk and
We'll
through
just
here?
see. Obviously, they start out on a flat spot, go straight up. See, this guy's in the same vicinity as the other guy who fell down. And see, they have to get in position. This is what's amazing. Is they start hopping to get the bikes into position.
And
But
the
you know
man...
what also amazes me? There's people underneath them. There's people on top of them watching them do this. I mean, they're sort of taking their lives into their
A
own
little
hands.
bit,
You know?
a bit, yeah. But there was the guy that won. There was a wonderful American rider that's usually in the top 5 or so in the U.S. from Watsonville. But then the guy that won was from Britain,
Yeah.
and I think this is the American guy
That's the
here.
American.
Yeah, this is the American. And they climb up and over rocks. They do. And you'll watch, he'll just hop the motorcycle. And this was pretty amazing.
It is amazing to watch. So they've got to balance it. See, that's when it goes straight up.
Straight up. And this was a very, very fun event. I mean, it was...
And they do this every year.
Yeah, they do this every year, and this was at the it was up at Bear Valley, and it's on the sheer rock face, right behind the village.
Yes.
Right, or if you've been up there and you've seen where the Bear Valley Music Festival tent is, all
It's right there.
all the boulder fields that are right behind it.
You know what used to be there too?
What?
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. Is that something that
Oktoberfest.
they no longer do?
They don't do Oktoberfest anymore, actually.
They don't?
But it was held in that same area for many years, and
Yeah.
then they brought it down to Murphy's, and then it just sort of died. But they used to have Oktoberfest over there too.
I think they're trying to
to revive it
a little bit. I think. Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy from the UK.
Right here.
Yeah, and he's just amazing. And he takes, look, he just hops it. Literally hops it. No, I don't think this isn't him. But they were excited.
Oh yeah.
So if you're on a broadband connection, go to our site, thepinetree.net, and we're posting some more this evening.
Yeah.
And you can go watch. We have about an hour of this, or that we will up there. We have all kinds of stuff.
You have all the competitors?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all the competitors. So.
This should be an Olympic sport. If dancing is, why not
Well,
this?
it's kind of like ballet. It's, it's kind of like...
Ballet on rocks?
Huh?
Ballet on rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Kind of like ballet on rocks. I mean, it's pretty...
Compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought so. This is amazing. I mean, let's see if we can find some real highlights.
Try to see if you can find the guy from the UK. These are things we probably should.
Okay, this is him. This is him. All right.
All right. Oh, make it bigger.
Yeah, we're gonna back this up. Now they have different lines. The real experts take a different line, and this is one of them. There's two different courses. Okay, all right. Now we'll go back to we watched this other guy finish. Now we'll go. Okay, this is the guy from the UK. He was over here and where trials riding, observed trials, is huge over in Europe, and he basically, and this is on a sheer rock wall, and then instead of coming around this tree like everybody else does, he goes straight up here.
Straight up there. See, but he landed on that differently too, and then just came over.
Yeah. And all the while he's balancing there and never putting his feet down. So,
look
there.
At that. See? And then he balances on
then
there.
He just
comes over.
It's really amazing. And you watch him, he'll climb over this log. There's a big old log. He'll just hop over the top of the log, balance there, and watch this. He took the expert line. Instead of going up here, I think on this run, he goes straight to the top. Yeah, he never waits. He just goes
straight up.
And literally, you could not get up these rock faces without a rope.
Yeah. They're much larger than they look on camera, actually.
So, there we go.
Okay, so those will be up later tonight?
Yes, those will be up later tonight. So, that was a lot of fun. See, because lots of times if people think, oh, there's nothing to do here, it's, it's good. There's always something to do around here.
There's a lot of stuff, actually.
Well, that was my
your little
tidbit.
Weekend tidbit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than the Ironstone concerts, which I think is good. Over 12,000 people on the Ironstone concerts. So that's
absolutely
a big thing.
A big thing.
And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the start of high school football.
That's right. Started on Friday night.
The Redskins and the Bullfrogs, it wasn't even close. Especially for the Bullfrogs, it was 63-0 over Livingston.
That's just pounding them.
63-0. And one of the things, though, is that you had to feel a little sorry for Livingston because this was the game that got moved due to smoke. So the air conditions were. They could not play in Livingston because of the lick fire from the lick fire from Santa Clara and the proximity, from there. They deemed it unsafe.
Yes.
So they found out, I think at 1:30 in the afternoon, that they were going to have to move the game here, and so they canceled Frosh and JV. So the only thing that was playing was varsity. So it was they played at 5:30 or 6, and it was. And we have a little bit of clip there as well.
Well, let's play that.
So you'll hear this every week now, but here we go. A little bit of the band And there we go. Here's a few plays. And this was after the score was already 40-something to nothing. So it was...
It's kind of hard to come back from, you know, when you're playing.
Yeah, and I have to say, on the website, we actually called the game before it was over. We put up a posting midway through the fourth quarter and said
that's not good.
Said the Bullfrogs were going to win because
that's like standing outside of a polling place.
Yeah, but it was already 50 to nothing, and they had a quarter left. So we thought the odds of Livingston coming back were, I mean, minimal. Mm-hmm. Minimal. I know that was journalistic license. We could have
it's like poetic license.
The game's not over until the fat boy sings or
wait a minute, or dances.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
That was Bret Hart. And also one thing is on this is it looks like we will be broadcasting some of these games live on cable.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm. And on the Pine Tree.
And on the Pine Tree and on the web. Mm-hmm. So it will be a fun thing. So
people from out of the area can watch on the web, and local people who cannot get to the game for whatever reason.
And it looks like both teams will be playing at home this coming weekend. Mm-hmm.
So that should be a busy weekend for the Pine Tree.
For the Pine Tree, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you want to read a little more about this weekend, we had a little post on on Saturday night's one on Peter Frampton and the Doobie Brothers taking it to the Stone or Ironstone Comes Alive. That's not funny, is it?
I did find out, though, that we have when I went to the concert, they have sponsors there.
Yeah.
And there is a nut company in Arnold that does glazed
nuts.
The
Murphys, isn't it?
No.
Isn't that their last name?
I don't know what their last name is. If the Alpine Nut?
Yeah.
Yes. And they were selling nuts there. And I tell you what, they seem to be very tasty nuts.
Very good nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you do find out about sort of local.
See, now we're going to go to the serious news. Board of Supervisors coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, that nut segue.
Oh, the nuts segue. Oh, okay.
The nut segue. It's actually a really light agenda tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Super light agenda. Two of the more interesting points on it, though, are they will be discussing. Let me see if I can find this in here. They will be discussing the authorization of temporary transfers to the Calaveras County General Fund if needed to make fiscal year 2007-2008 operating expenses. Tax collector is going to talk to the Board of Supervisors about that. And
I was running a motorcycle over the top of Board of Supervisors.
Let me repeat.
That wasn't nice.
There's a picture. There's a picture for you. But it just goes to show you sort of the state of our county budget and the shortfalls that may occur if they're actually authorizing this now at the beginning of the fiscal year, that there be transfers from other funds, temporary transfers, to the general fund to keep things running.
To keep things running?
Yes, so that's a little interesting. And they'll also, in a study session, be talking about grading and drainage ordinances, which are always interesting.
Yes. And these can have unintended consequences,
absolutely.
So to speak.
Downstream or downhill consequences.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Economically and physically, yeah.
Exactly. If you've ever been on the wrong side of a grading project, you know what the deal is there. So that's at 11 o'clock. And basically, that's it for the Board of Soups tomorrow.
So is that a study session
That's a study session about grading and drainage ordinance.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not a whole lot. Like I said, really light agenda.
Sometimes those can be deceiving. So now that we said it's a light agenda, it'll probably go like 5 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll probably just be one of those insanely long meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else do you have over there?
Well,
I can't find my cursor.
You can't find. She lost her cursor.
I lost my cursor. Ah, there it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Let's see. Another couple little tidbits. Christmas tree permits will not be offered this year.
That's interesting.
And so I guess one of the reasons is permit fees could not be retained locally to offset the additional cost of the proposed permit program. So, there's going to be no Christmas tree for you. Well, at least if you're planning on cutting it from the National Forest Service.
Mm-hmm. But there are Christmas tree farms you can cut from around here. Over in Tuolumne County, there's one.
And there was this morning, there was reporting of a cow on the road at Dogtown Road and Schmaler Mine Road.
Another cow?
Cow on the road, yes.
There's a lot of cow problems lately. Cows in the road problems.
Oh, and the other, can I do one little piece more? Okay. And the other one is, this is we think is important, is at the end of last month, there was a meeting here in Arnold on the Arnold Rural Livable Community-Based Mobility Plan. Now, there's a mouthful for you.
Absolutely.
Now, what this is this is a wonderful project being undertaken by the Calaveras County Council of Governments.
Otherwise known as COG.
And from Tim McSorley and Tyler Somerset. And what this is a look at not only traffic patterns in Arnold, but also what they can do to make things better. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things that, yes, they're talking about bike and pedestrian paths, which need, and connectors and things to make traffic flow better in Arnold. But this also has more legs in the fact that this could actually enhance or help develop a core village center in downtown Arnold. So we have the presentations up as a slideshow on the site. So if you want to go through and look at not only Arnold Community Plan from the county, we have a link to that up there as well, but also the presentations that were made.
Yes.
So the first one is, what they do is the existing transportation network. They go through some of the challenges, some of the, what?
They could read it themselves, right?
We don't have to tell them about it?
You don't have to tell them.
They even have pictures.
There's pictures.
And the other one that we thought was kind of fun, a little bit fun, all right, is they also have success stories. This one's interesting. Now, this slideshow...
From where?
Is they looked at towns that were similar elevation.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Elevation, snow level, and also their proximity as a gateway town. That's what Arnold's referred to as a gateway town because of its proximity to big trees and also bear.
Exactly.
So, for example, Troutdale, Oregon, historic Columbia River Highway, they have a town running through it. And there's different things on visual cues and treatments and things like that they have there that were kind of interesting. Then they also had, let's see, Lake Oswego, Oregon. Different things that they've done there.
Very nice.
Multi-use things.
Well, that's a nice intersection.
I mean, different traffic, different types of pavement treatments that hold it better under snow conditions. And
so that's all on the site. So
all on the site.
If people want to go take a look at it.
If they want to go look at that and planning on Arnold, downtown Arnold, Cascade, then they have towns in Idaho. Hood River. Now this is a nice picture. Now this is how to incorporate elevation changes.
Yes.
So you'll see here, in mountain towns you have elevation changes. They put a rock, like a waterfall feature. And the other thing is you can't really see it here, but to the right of this is a natural amphitheater.
Oh, wow.
So they use the bank as a small mid-town amphitheater.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's making use of the space you have.
Cedar City, Utah. Truckee, California. And interesting how they were talking about... Want me to be quiet? No. They were talking about snow. For example, they estimated the amount of distance where snow accumulates during the winter, and they raised it just a couple inches, so that way during the planter boxes, the brick around these trees, so the snow doesn't, damage, so the trees doesn't get damaged and where they don't hit them with snow plows. But then they raised it a couple inches, so it also will function as a bench or a seat during summer.
So multifunctional.
Multifunctional, summer and we were joking here, like here had little plants here, but we were joking in the meeting that they extended this multi-use thing a bit too far, because some people were saying this looked almost like a cemetery plot.
Yes, it does.
So that way you took this multi-use.
We don't want those here.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't want.
You don't want to pay your respects next to big trees.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right. It's not, but it's not a cemetery
No,
plot, but that's
no.
one feature that
You wouldn't put that. It would be illegal, I think, to put that in the middle of a residential street. There's laws against that.
Yeah.
But we won't go there.
All right.
So that's all on the site.
It's all up on thepinetree.net if you want to go have a look at it.
And it's kind of a cool thing. We're almost out of time.
We're almost out of time. We better do weather.
We better do weather. Weather. I do want to read one headline, though.
Okay.
Citizen by birth, Lundgren skeptical. Each year, this is from the Sacramento Bee.
So this touches our local representative.
It does. Each year, an estimated 400,000 babies are born in the U.S. to mothers who are illegal immigrants. More than 25% of those babies are born in California. Although Congress has never passed a law saying so, no president has ever ordered it, and no court has ever ruled on the issue, each of these babies automatically becomes a U.S. citizen when it takes its first breath, which sort of casts into doubt whether that is a legal issue.
But isn't the whole British legal system that way?
What?
I mean,
Everything gets
the UK,
casted into
no, they don't have a constitution, so everything's just
It's
tradition.
habeas corpus.
Huh?
Isn't it habeas corpus or whatever they do over there? Magna Carta? What do they do over there?
Habeas corpus?
Habeas corpus. They throw people out. Actually, they just give people in the colonies passes to citizenship.
Yeah, but I mean, but I was talking to one former British subject, and his beef with the UK was
There's no constitution.
So there are traditions, but not rights codified into a constitution.
Is that like the Romans had years ago? If you were Roman, you had rights. If you weren't Roman, you didn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a question.
Okay. Weather. Arnold weather. Low of 63, high of 88 tomorrow. Low of 61, high of 84. Low of 59, high of 77. And it looks like there's a general cooling trend. It looks like tomorrow's going to be the warm day and then drop a few degrees.
Yes. On Murphy's weather, Tuesday hot at 96 degrees. Wednesday sunny at 94 degrees. And Thursday 86 degrees.
Bear Valley. Thunderstorms, isolated 20% chance tonight, low of 51, high of 80 tomorrow, low of 52, then drop to 76 on Wednesday, low of 45 on Wednesday night, with a high of 72 on Thursday, with a 20% chance of thunderstorms.
And Angels Camp, Tuesday hot at 96 degrees, Wednesday sunny at 93 degrees, and Thursday sunny with a high of 85 degrees.
All right, I'm going to Bangor, Maine.
See if I can get the copper.
All right. Here we go. For our friends in Bangor, Maine, thank you for tuning in. And as you're watching on cable, Bangor, Maine. Why are they talking about Bangor, Maine?
That's right.
Because we are on the World Wide Web as well. We have viewers
in Bangor, Maine.
We have a dedicated viewer in Bangor, Maine.
That's
so,
right.
in fairness, we thought we'd better do the weather for Bangor, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it
63
like
degrees,
pretty good weather.
63 high, a little bit of rain, low of 56. Tomorrow, high of 65 with some rain. 70, bit of sun, low of 43 on Wednesday, and 64 and 41 on Thursday. And we're getting close to time.
Okay. Weather for Copperopolis. Tuesday, 97 degrees. Wednesday, 94 degrees. And Thursday, 87 degrees. And do you have Valley Springs over there?
Valley Springs, I did not pull it up yet.
Let's see. Let's see.
Boom, okay.
Okay, you have it.
Here we go. High of 88 today, 95 tomorrow, 92 on Wednesday, 83 and 80. So a cooling trend,
which is kind of
so
nice.
if we can get no more real heavy fires and a cooling trend, we'll be in good shape.
We will be in good shape.
We thank you very much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And we will see you mañana. Well, we have exciting coverage. We have some interviews with on the Grape Crush, Ironstone Vineyards.
That's right. And
good night.
Good night.